Hey guys, so today I want to talk a little bit about the RedGrassGame paint holder. And there are apparently two versions out, which are, from my perspective, are exactly the same, it's just the color. I think the black one was a Kickstarter last 2 years ago, I backed, and the blue one is the one you can regularly buy at the moment. For me, the main reason why I wanted to show you, to give you this review about the paint holder, is that I found this one particularly useful. I have used the Games Workshop paint holder and a few other ones, printed ones. I even have used like simple cups, just glued sticky glue on top of it and used it. For this particular review, I want to show you what I found most useful, and honestly these RedGrassGames ones are really good. The main difference, so let's dive right into it. So the main difference is that one is magnetic and the other one is not. To show you how strong the magnet is, it really holds. It really holds sufficient to keep the paint holder steady. If you have an attachable metal plate or something you can attach it to. I think in the Kickstarter version there was also the a little glue patch from RedGrassGames you can glue on your table or your cutting mat, for example. I have used that, but I have not really used this tool a lot, so the magnetic part is not so important, but it's nice to have if you, I don't know, tend to topple over your stuff, so it can really stand, and if you have a fragile model and you just want to put it away, it keeps there. So for me this was not a very essential part, but I think it is still useful. If you buy, for me the biggest advantage are the exchangeable caps. As you can see, they can come off quite easily, but have enough friction to hold really tight that nothing is falling off the paint holder. Very well made, and honestly, after I cannot really recall how many times I have removed these caps, they still hold very well. For the black one, you can also remove the cap. I mean, it's just like a different color, but I have the feeling that this one is much more difficult to remove. But of course they fit easily on, independent of the color. I mean, it's the same product. So after a while using these, I have accumulated quite a package of caps, and I have used them really frequently. And as you can see here, I hope you can see this better on the other camera, I'm not really taking good care of it. There's a lot of paint on there. I just tend, if I paint feet or boots, I usually sometimes accidentally paint with the glue itself, but as you can see, it's really still flexible, and yeah, you can definitely use this for, I don't know, for a very long time. With all of these, I have not realized any change of the adhesion capabilities. So when you buy these new, you get usually a cap, 2 caps and the putty. For me here in Germany, I usually pay around 5 to 6 euro. Haven't seen them cheaper. This might change, might be different to your region. And as you can see, the surface has a little bit of texture, a little bit of structure, which increases the adhesion. And also something I like, you really have enough material. You really do. I will just open these to show you how I do that. So what I do, I mean, depending on how precise you want to be, you can just like cut these with a cutter underneath, but I usually tend to just twist them. I usually tend to just twist them and yeah, like, okay, it's different with the gloves I have on, but still working. As you see how sticky they are. I think this is a very good example. And then I really press them into the cap, and as you can see, there's really a huge chunk of this orange putty on top of the cap, and that's absolutely sufficient for everything. You do not have to press something into it. You can really, even a bigger base. This is something I'm just working on, and you can just carefully press even a bigger base on that, and as you can see, yeah, really, it's just like not even moving a little bit. I mean, this is a brand new putty. So let me show you the oldest one I have. I think that's this one here, based on the color I have in here. So that's the oldest one, and you see, still the same, very stable, not coming off, and I love that. Honestly, I really do. I can put all the things for that price on these individual bases. All the models I have, all the bases I'm actually working on. Be careful with the pressure, and it really can come off. I can easily interchange that. I do not have to apply too much pressure here. Of course, you can just slide it on here, and then you can work. And if you are done, you can just put it somewhere. If you have a heavier model, and just let's assume this one is stable here. I mean, after a while it topples over. Yeah, so there is nothing with accidentally toppling this over. I mean, it's not an extremely strong magnet, but it's one which is working well and doing its job. So, okay. Now you have all these caps. Now you have the paint holder, which honestly has a lovely weight. I tend to paint like many of us do, like this, with my elbows on the table. So I love to have something in my hand which is a little bit more heavy, a little bit more sturdy, and for me personally this has a great weight. Really nice, good feel in the hand, no sharp edges. It looks like a very sharp line, but it's honestly, you feel that, yes, but it does not really disturbs you even when I'm not wearing gloves. So now I have my models, or my model. I attached the model to the cap, and the advantage is I can leave it on. I think it's not supposed to really go off, back off, because you have to touch your model. So I prefer these caps because I can put my models, I can work with them. I really love that. So now to the use while painting. Depending on your style, if you start, if you paint. I had a discussion with a few friends recently, and one told me that he started to turn the paint handle, and that's how you would use the standard Games Workshop version or other paint handles. And I can understand that if you're using paint handles for a while, you do this, which is okay, absolutely. But from the way this one is shaped, it easily fits in your hand, and my thumb and my pointing finger are both resting very, very easily here on the cap. And as you can see, this is how it's supposed to be used. So when you now paint, you usually turn this around and you paint and you move this back and forth. And as you can see, the friction is strong enough not to really let gravity or something turn the cap. Yeah, honestly, it never turned for itself, and I always had to move that. And it's a very comfortable motion. So when I paint, I can just turn it around. I can paint. It's very comfortable. It's very relaxing for the wrist. I don't have to do a lot of action. I can keep it up. I can even turn it around if I want, like this. And I can paint parts I can have issues to reach if this is the other way around. So really, there the stability plays a major role. Yeah, so from my side, I do not have the tendency to turn the whole painting handle in my hand. I really use this to turn and to paint. Really useful tool. Yeah, really useful, and something I can really recommend from the quality, from the longevity, if that's a word, and yeah, from the flexibility. These quite well, not too cheap caps. I mean, it's just like 5, 10, 20, 15, 20. So like I have spent, like for all these, of course, I have spent a few bucks. Like I mentioned, €5 to €6 each. But honestly, I have used them for so long now, and they made my whole painting project so much better. Even for batch painting, you can, like in Necromunda game, you can put all your models on there and you can then easily paint. I even have used it for bigger models, for example, like these Night Lords Contemptor Dreadnought. But of course, that's a different story. I mean, if you really just put like a foot on it, you see it holds, but that's a little bit too much for it. So what I would recommend doing is, if you paint sections, just put it like with the center of gravity on the cap, and it will still hold even bigger models. Although I have to admit, that handle is not supposed to use models like this, but it will hold something when you have more surface, like here on a bigger base. Then you can easily paint, and I did that, bigger models. So my little recommendation, very useful tool, magnetic, nice caps, wonderful. Go, definitely thumbs up, go for it, buy it.